They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to the Farmer's Kitchen. We're the farmers. This is our kitchen. This is Miss Farmer. And her knee is healed up.
Yay, I'm better.
She went for about almost a month.
That was a long time.
Where she couldn't really stand right here and do this. So she's back. And I'm not doing any shows without her because I kind of like her.
Oh, and you like dessert too, don't you?
I do like dessert. And we're having some tonight. You know what? When we were healing, should we show them pictures?
You could.
The one-armed man pushing the one-legged woman through the airport.
In a wheelchair?
We went to the Keys to fish, but she couldn't fish because we had planned the trip before that, so we went anyway. And that was a very interesting trip.
It was fun though. We just ate and laid around.
She got healed up, but what we did do was collect a recipe because when you go to the Keys, what do you get?
Key lime pie, always.
Everybody's got their own key lime pie. Now there's all kinds of variations on that, but this one place had it and it was so easy and so good. For those of you who've had trouble making a key lime pie, this is something. What's it, 4 ingredients?
3, if you count the crust, yeah, that's your 4th ingredient.
And it's just absolutely almost too easy and almost too good. It's just fantastic.
It is fantastic.
We're gonna do that first because we have to put that in the refrigerator and chill it.
That's right.
When we go to eat later. We're also gonna do, because people have asked for a crock pot recipe, what's happening when it's 94 degrees outside and you don't wanna heat the kitchen up with the oven. We're only heating it up a little while for the pie.
15 minutes for the pie is
15 minutes for the pie.
That's right.
You want to walk away, you got stuff to do, and you want to come back later and have your wonderful dinner. So I kind of threw this together. I didn't measure it. I'm going to measure for you guys because we have to. We have to be squared away with that. But tonight, we're going to make you a wonderful, easy crock pot recipe. She loves
Mexican food.
She would eat it every day.
I would.
Every minute if she could.
Would.
We're going to have a wonderful, easy crock pot recipe. And a key lime pie.
That's right.
And we're going to show you a few things we've done over the past couple of weeks as well. So, Ms. Farmer, if you'll get that started.
I will, and it's so easy. Like I said, and I cheated and bought a crust, but graham cracker crust, why not? Just buy one. This here is actually 2 cans of the condensed sweetened milk, which is like probably 20, they're each 14 ounces, so 28 ounces. That's it. So easy. 3/4 a cup sour cream.
It's almost like you're cheating.
Yeah, it is.
And it's so good,
it's
so
delicious.
tasty.
Then the only other thing I need is lime juice, 3/4 cup. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already done some of my limes, so I like to squeeze fresh limes.
So condensed sweet milk.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Sour cream.
And lime juice, that's it.
Lime juice. Bake it in the pie for 15 minutes, put it in the freezer.
That's it.
Now, I don't want to say fail safe, because as soon as we say this, it'll end up like turning
Not
purple
working.
or something.
No, it's it, and then you put it in the fridge, keep it in the fridge, and ours, I made 2 of them while we were on vacation. You ate both of them.
Now, as you see our tomatoes around, we also did a raised garden this year. And we just took some old feed tanks, some watering tanks that you can get at any farm store. We have so many around here. We've kind of slimmed back on the number of farm animals that we have now. So we took some of these wonderful pieces of galvanized steel and turned it into a raised garden. What we did is basically took that, drilled holes in the bottom. Here's some pictures to show you how we went along. Drilled holes in the bottom. We also painted the outside of that. I should say Nikki painted the outside of it because she's quite the painter.
Wanted them to look pretty.
The bottom level, you can use gravel or pea rocks, whatever you want to do. So for drainage, you want to put landscaping paper over the top of that rock because you don't want the dirt getting caught up on that. Over top of that, you put some cedar shavings. On top of that, we put some organic dirt. And then we planted whatever we wanted. We got tomatoes, we've got cucumbers, we've got peppers that we're making tonight. We'll give you a quick recipe on making banana ring peppers. You want to do that so they don't get real mushy. And look at the pictures of what we're growing out here. It's absolutely wonderful. Okay, so we got 3/4 cup of lime juice, freshly squeezed.
That's right.
And these are organic. If you can find organic stuff, a lot of times to me, I just really don't like pesticides and herbicides. You can wash them off as best you can, but we try to find organic when we can. So one final step.
I want to put some
So this would not be considered a different ingredient. It's just the zest.
Right. Let's give a little bit of, a couple of those pieces in the pie.
Look how pretty. Look how
Yeah.
it's thickening up.
I know, isn't that something?
See, I was wondering what was going to cause that to thicken up, but it really did once you mix that up.
Well, the condensed milk. You think about it, and the sour cream, and that's it. No eggs. You
So
know.
what temperature?
I have got it at 350, and we're only going to cook this for 15 minutes.
350?
350 for 15 minutes, and we're going to pull it out and just put it in the fridge, and it's too easy.
I'm just telling you, it's not your traditional key lime pie, but it is so easy, so good, and there's no calories except for the ones that are right there.
The sweetened condensed milk make everything delicious, right?
You want me to open that for you?
Do, thank you.
All right.
And look at it, it's already setting up.
I know.
Not even in there yet.
It's amazing.
All right.
We're back in Garrett County for the Leonard and Mark show. Now, last time we were here, they cut up a beef. Such a positive response to that. We get people from all over the world that are watching this segment on beef. Guess what? Today, who we got right here?
Large Marge.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, I like my pork, and you say it's not going to take as long with pig.
Shouldn't take long. Nope, pretty simple.
So I'm going to step back and let's get this process going.
All right, sounds great. Just going to use our low rater to drop the pig down. So now we have two separate halves of the pig. What we have here is the soot off the pig and the kidneys. It's good, clean fat. People make bird feed out of this, but really the best use for it is to render it down, make lard. So Mark's cutting a third rib here. That's going to separate the shoulder from the rest of the carcass. And he's going to cut right behind the H-bone on the pig here. So this is the front shoulder and the head attached to the pig. Mark's going to remove the head, and then we'll break down the head to show you different things that we can do with that. So when we have the head, there's two or three different things we can do with this. First thing you'll notice is this big piece of meat here. This is the jowl, but most commonly you hear jowl bacon, and this is the jowl. Now what you would do with this is you would run it through a cure, maybe let it soak or use an injector, and smoke it, and then you would slice it just like you would bacon. Underneath this jowl is a little piece of heaven it's called cheek meat. I don't know if you've ever had cheek meat, Tim, but it's very tender, great piece of meat. This is the whole shoulder. So he's just using his knife to kind of go along the seam and the bone of the neck bones, leaving as much meat as possible on the Boston butt and the picnic. We have the neck bones, which is great for stock and stew meat and things like that. So here's just a flap of meat that's going to come off the picnic and the Boston butt here. And you can use this for country ribs, just a lean piece of meat here. You'd use it for sausage, great for sausage. Now what we're going to have here is Mark take off the copa, and then we're going to make some steaks for the copa. So the copa, what the copa is, this is a nice, it's pretty much like the chuck eye on a beef, but it's well marbled, it's tender, and has great flavor. We have a couple different parts that we're going to remove. We're going to take the shank off from the picnic. And what we've done with it, we've cross-cut it. So this would be great for braising in your oven. See a lot of meat in there, a lot of lean meat, so that's what makes it great for braising. This is the picnic. What a lot of people would do with this is they would just cut it in half, make a 2 to 3 pound roast, or it would be added to trim to make sausage. So what we have here is we have the whole Boston butt. You know, this probably weighs around 10 to 12 pounds. Perfect for your home smoker. You know, you're going to get roughly 60% of your yield off this, and you know, it's going to be great for pulled pork. You know, if you just want to make a sandwich out of it, whatever you want to do. So Mark's just following the seam of the copa. It's a very small seam. restaurants a lot of times use it for steaks, but this is the copa as its whole. We're just going to cut it into about 1-inch steaks here, and we'll show you what they look like. So if we look here, you see those perfect little medallions.
I would imagine for grilling that would just be amazing.
Yeah, if you have a date, this might be what you need to take her on.
So today we're not pretending that we can do a Mexican dish better than anybody else, because we can't. But we're combining flavors that are going to make something just really, really good. So we went freezer diving and we found us a shoulder, pork shoulder. And I said, normally this would end up in the smoker.
That's right.
But you asked me ever so sweetly the other night, can we have Mexican, please? So how can I deny
How can you
you
tell
that?
me no?
So if you will, I'm gonna cut along this bone. There's a big old hunk of pork. And again, normally when these are sitting in front of me, it's getting ready to be prepared for the smoker.
That's right.
But not tonight. Oh, by the way, we're gonna take a break. And you ready to pull this pie?
I am. Is it 15 minutes?
15 minutes. The easiest key lime pie you'll ever make in your life.
Look how it's already, we're just gonna let it cool a little here. And then I'm gonna sit it in the
And
fridge.
look how good those little pieces of lime zest. It's just
beautiful.
really, really good. So now let's take our pieces of pork. We've got a lot here. We probably don't need this much, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here.
I could eat for days on this though.
I'm gonna save this for stock later. But we're gonna put that in here. And that's probably, if I had to guess, that's probably 3.5 pounds of meat. So we're gonna take some canned tomatoes with some peppers, and boy, we got the peppers. And I'm also gonna add, that's about 28 ounces. I'm also gonna add some black beans.
Perfect. Yummy.
Love some black beans. So do I have enough in there? I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. So we're just gonna cover that up. We're gonna put this on high. Now something else that adds a nice flavor to this, I'm gonna put a little bit of beer. And again, I didn't measure this earlier. That's about 1/2 of a beer. And then we're gonna take some of my chili mix. Now whatever you do, whatever mix that you use, whether it's a taco mix or whatever, make sure that you have plenty of cumin in there. That really makes this dish. Some chili powder, some cumin.
Yummy.
And if you want to give it a zing, put some cayenne in there.
Don't do it.
Nikki doesn't want a lot of cayenne. So now something else that we did, we're gonna chop some onions. That's about 1/3 of an onion and a big piece of garlic.
You want all this in or?
Yeah, that's about 1/3 of an onion and a great big old piece of garlic. Now, one more thing that we're gonna do, and we'll go ahead and give you the recipe for this. If you look at our beautiful pictures of our banana peppers, and these banana peppers were supposed to be sweet, but they had a little heat, didn't they?
I didn't realize what I got, yeah. That's me.
So we decided to take some of these and make rings because we eat these immediately.
That's right.
So if you will, Mrs. Farmer, let us know how you did this. First of all, we went out and picked them in our raised garden.
I did. I picked about 2 cups of peppers. I brought them in and I cleaned them. I sliced them and I took the seeds out of the middle too. And I sliced little rings and I stuffed this. I had 2 jars actually. This made 2 jars. So I had 2 jars full of peppers. Then I took 2 cups of white vinegar, 2/3 a cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of mustard seeds, and 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed, and I brought that to a boil. As soon as it was boiled, I filled both containers, let them kind of cool a little bit on the counter, stuck them in the fridge. We went on another vacation, came back. They were perfect.
Here they are.
That's right.
So because Mrs. Farmer would not want a habanero, which we're growing, it's hot,
Yeah.
or our jalapenos are really, really, really hot, so she settled for this. I said, I'd really like to put some peppers in it, so let's bring
You
them
know
over
what?
here.
These are hot, but I could still eat them.
They're bearable.
The sugar killed it a little, so we're good.
So look at these little beauties.
Aren't they pretty?
And this adds a wonderful taste in here too. And you can eat these right out of the jar if you want to do that. But a lot of this stuff that you can do that you know you're going to eat in a short amount of time, you put it right in the refrigerator. And that's what we did with these. And it's just, oh, they're so good.
One jar is already gone.
Yeah, one jar is already
I
gone.
know.
If it's a refrigerator jelly or a refrigerator pickle, they go fast. They don't
right.
last any time around here. Okay, and I'm going to put just a little bit of salt in here. And there's all kinds of other stuff you can put in here. We don't have any cilantro. You could put that in there.
You know the best part about this? I smell it cooking all day.
All day
I
long.
love smelling
and
it
I
cooking.
know you love
I
that
do.
smell of those combinations. Now I put 4 tablespoons of my chili seasoning, And that is 4 heaping tablespoons
it's good
because there's a
stuff.
lot of taste.
Right.
And it's got a little bit of cayenne in
That's
there,
good
but not a
stuff.
lot. It's I would consider that mild. That's your basic recipe right there. Now that sets, you can cook that on high for 4 or 5 hours. Just check it when your pork starts getting to where you want it.
Right.
Pull it apart, get it going. Oh, look at that beauty sitting over there.
It's ready for the fridge, and I want you to see how it's already cooled down. I can touch it. Look it. I'm already getting there. So we're just gonna put it in the fridge so it's actually cold when we have
Ready
dessert.
to go here in a
Yes,
little while. What's
that's
it
right.
take an hour?
This is about an hour.
All right. You know, I can't remember the last time we did a show using a slow cooker. When it's 94 degrees out, you do
perfect.
things like that.
Perfect.
Actually, it's more like 98.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna release this guy and look what we got going on here. Oh,
Wow.
would you look at that? Oh, that's coming apart beautifully.
Looks nice.
And this is what you want. And you can break this up however you like, and I'm gonna let that soak in that liquid.
Yummy.
Oh, it smells so good.
That looks good too. It looks amazing.
So we got the tomatoes, and we have the peppers, and we have this wonderful pulled pork that we bought on sale, and we went freezer to oven. And just like that, you saw how long it took to put it together. What was it? 4 minutes max to put this thing together, and then just turn the knob and let it go.
Let it cook all day.
So in a minute, which do you prefer, tortilla or taco?
Maybe a taco. I'll do the hard shell this
Really?
time. Yeah, I like them both though. But I think I want a crunchy shell.
You like burritos more than anybody I know.
I do.
Now let me tell you something real quick. We're going to give you a backwards glance here. It seems so odd that you could take something like this that you buy at the store and make it yourself.
Right.
But you can. I'll bet you in about 4 minutes,
Yes.
we can show you how to make your homemade tortillas in your kitchen.
Right.
Watch this. We're going to make our own tortillas. Not hard.
Right.
Here's what you're going to need to make your own homemade tortillas. Now, we're not going to use masa harina here. We're not going to use corn flour. We're just going to use all-purpose flour. Most people have that. All you need is 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of shortening, or in our case, we're going to use lard, and 3/4 of a cup of water. These are so simple and so tasty. A lot of folks, if they're making tortillas, you won't see any oil at all, but I think you can put just a little bit of oil in there just to lightly oil your pan up. You smell that soup?
It does. The soup's delicious.
We're going to take 2 pieces of plastic, one on the bottom, one on the top. And we're going to try to center things up here. Do the first part with our hand and come back, and we just basically turn this, flatten it out.
That's pretty nice. Wow.
Isn't that pretty?
That is nice.
Just turn it a little bit at a time. Get it out to the edge. And they don't have to be perfect by any means. But you see it kind of coming out the end here.
That's pretty nice.
Just keep turning it. The pressure's here. All right, I'm gonna hand this to you.
That's perfect. You did good.
You peel that guy out of there and toss him in. And we're just gonna watch that. We're gonna brown it a little bit on each side.
Good job.
You don't want to cook them too long or they'll get hard. I mean, it's a quick deal. So look, one-handed pulling that pork. That's how done that is.
That looks so good.
All I'm doing is taking this and pulling it apart. Now I've turned that off. Now I'm gonna let this soak up just a little bit of that juice. Oh my goodness. This is one of those instances that I really wish I could share what we're smelling.
The house has smelled good all day.
It
It
has.
smelled really good.
It really smells good. So now, the only thing you have to do is figure out what you want to put on this bad
That's right.
boy. So you're wanting for you a taco,
I
correct?
mean, I'll try this too. Can I try
Okay,
both?
you know I'm going to put something hot on.
Well-
I won't put anything hot on your end.
Thank
How's that?
you.
First
That's
couple
perfect.
bites. First couple bites. Oh my. A little bit of hot sauce.
Not on my end, please. Thank you.
Some hot sauce. And we also pickled some corn,
You want a little bit of
which I
that?
absolutely love as a topping.
I like
Yes.
that too.
Okay, this is my side and that's your side.
Can I put this on now?
Yep, just a little bit of pickled
You
corn,
want a little too?
which may seem a little out of the ordinary. Oh, but try it. Oh my mouth is watering. So we're gonna do a little bit of lettuce,
Lettuce too. Wow, this is a big burrito.
a little bit of lettuce. We're gonna do a little bit of tomato. And let's squeeze just a little bit of lime on there.
And some cheese.
And some cheese. All right, so now it's time to try. Look what a pretty plate. I mean,
That is
just
pretty.
look at the colors.
I love the color. You going first?
Reminds me of Mexico.
Oh, it's juicy even.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
That meat is amazing.
Do you want me to squeeze some lime on this for you?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Or you can take a bite off your side and I'll take a bite off
Is
mine.
this my side?
Because mine is nuclear.
That is huge. How are we going to take a bite of that? Is so big.
I'll hold it for you. Oh, that's so good. It's so easy.
That's really good.
That's really good.
It is good. I like it better than beef. I think I like that pork flavor in there. That's really good.
That's really, 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 really good.
Yes, it is.
Oh my. So that's mine, just because I see the jalapenos there.
That's right.
I tell you what, we're gonna turn the camera off just for a second, so we can. It's just too noisy. We don't need
Yeah.
that kind of noise on
I don't
camera.
want to see me eat this. It's messy.
And then we're gonna come back with our beautiful key lime pie.
Yummy.
All right, let's eat.
You know, we didn't even let this go the hour, and it's still, we cut it. If you'd have let it go a little longer, but we couldn't wait, could we? It's only sat a half hour.
So creamy.
That is so good. Can't describe how delicious.
Look how fast it's disappearing.
That's really good.
And that only set a half hour. It could have set up a lot longer. It's still a little bit warm.
It's good. Is that amazing or what? Yummy.
You saw the amount of time and effort that went into that.
Right.
What did it take you? 3 minutes, 4 minutes to whip that up?
And you always have that kind of stuff in your, if you have that here, you could make, someone's coming over, hurry up and whip a pie up.
Boom.
You got a perfect pie, that's right.
3 or 4 minutes to get that going?
Yes, why not?
You just let
Easy
it cook?
stuff.
So we had us a wonderful meal with minimal effort, fairly cheap as well.
Right.
But you know what? I've got a sad thing to tell you.
What?
Our half hour's up.
Oh my goodness.
If you were approached by someone who said, Mrs. Farmer, how can I find your recipes? How would you answer that?
I'd say timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.
If they wanted to come on and talk to us on social media and they wanted to come to our Facebook page, what would you have them do?
I tell them to hit like.
Just like that.
It's very simple.
That being said, it's all about
Good times
good friends
and really good eats.
and healed up knees. We
That's
can
right,
do
I'm
another show
better.
next
I'm
week.
better. I can eat pie.
Woo! See you next week. We have been catering for a lot of years, and I wanted everything to have a specific taste. Therefore, I had to come up with my own products.
Right.
A dry rub, chow chow, and our barbecue sauce are something that we use in all our catering gigs. I developed this barbecue sauce that is not the really thick, syrupy stuff that you get. This has more of a natural, it's got some pepper and onion flavor in it. You can actually see the particulates in there. You know, a lot of people are asking what we use our dry rub on. Now, obviously, pork and chicken are two of the more common things. Also, we've been using on our corn on the cob with butter.
That is.
I'm telling you, this
That's
stuff
wonderful.
with potatoes is fantastic. So 40 years in the making, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Dry Rub.
Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by Emerson Farms Country Store. Something for every member of the family. Ephraim McDowell Medical Center in Danville, Kentucky. Gulf Coast Connection. Seafood straight from the Gulf to you. The Spine Center of Central Kentucky. Wilderness Road Hospitality, Stanford, Kentucky. Visit Frankfort, Kentucky's spirited capital city.